I realized that my sound, I don't think was working there. All right, so I'm gonna have to try this again. So, like I just said, we are second in the Sun Belt Conference. We have a 4-2 conference record. Arkansas State, which is at 6-4, we have the tiebreaker over them. While this season hasn't gone totally to plan, if you look at the overall ratings of these different teams, it's actually pretty easy to see why we're where we're at. The overall ratings of the conference have actually gone up this year, not down. So, you've got an overall of 83, an overall of 83 again, overall 75. These games are not gimmies. So, for us, even though it's a user-controlled team, even though we did improve from 60 overall from last year to 63, our team this year is still the worst rated team in the conference, and so we're going to see if we can't qualify for the bowl game today, and hopefully get to that 6-5 record that is going to ensure that we get to play in a bowl game. Again, it's all about getting recruits, and this year we do have a better batch of recruits. Way more. We have far more 3-star recruits this year. We had one 4-star recruit, but he locked us out a couple of weeks ago, so he is no longer available for us, which kind of sucks, but it is not totally unpredictable because we're still only a 2-star prestige team. Western Kentucky's defense, pretty good. Their offense, not as great. We have a better offense than they do, but their defense is quite a bit better. So we'll have to see how that affects it. We do have some visiting prospects today, so we do want to get a win. Our last home game, I believe we lost, maybe. Our last home game with recruits, I believe we lost it. So we really want to try to get the win today. Again, you can see the conference standings. We're sitting there at second. We don't really have a chance, I don't think, at this point to catch UL Lafayette. I don't think we're going to win the Sun Belt 2 years in a row. But again, I think the teams in this conference are continuing to improve. All right, so here we go. All right, so we win the coin toss. I'm going to say, let's just go ahead and receive. I always regret this decision because then we get to the second half and then we don't get the ball back, especially if we're in a tight game. But and we are not taking that one out. All the Western Kentucky fans are sitting right behind the end zone, so that'll make kicking field goals a little bit sketchy for if we. Oh gosh, not a good start to the game. All right, so 2nd and 13 after that loss of 3. Last game we were going against the South Alabama Jaguars. That game. Oh no. And on the first pass of the game we threw a pick. Man. Alright, so this game is already off to kind of a rough start. As I was going to say, we were playing the Jaguars, which are one of the worst teams in this conference, so this game is going to be much more challenging. On their first run, they get 10 yards. Again, that's what I always regret when I decide to receive the ball, because it's always nice to go up a touchdown at the beginning of the game. He's just going to throw this one out of bounds, though, for the 2nd and 10. Yeah, if you can't score on the first drive of the game and you do something silly like that, like throw a pick on your first pass. And that was not great. This is going to get down to the 1 yard line. We have had a really hard time stopping the option this year. It just feels like any time that there's an option run, we almost always buy the fake. So we're going to have to see. I don't know if we're going to, nope, they're going to get in. So easy peasy for them walking into the end zone. So we have a bad start to the game today after a big win against Georgia State, against South Alabama State last week. So we're going to be playing from behind today. So we're just going to fair catch this again. All right, so first down, what are we going to do? How are we going to try to get into some rhythm here? So they're going to, okay, it looks like they are showing blitz. Now they're backing off. We're just going to scramble. Let's see if we got 3. We got positive yardage, so that's a good start.
That'll make it 2nd and 7.
Nobody was open. They showed blitz, backed off. Hudson catches that over the middle for a 14-yard gain. So comes back, gets the reception, and we have our first down of the game. All right, so Tommy Washington's able to barrel ahead for about 9 yards. All right, 2nd and 1. And Tommy Washington has another solid run up the middle. So after the first run of the game went for -3, Tommy Washington is able to get a couple of good runs in. Houston is into the backfield, and Ritz is able to catch that over the middle. Great throw, great reception, finding a hole in the zone. All right, Houston is still in the backfield. We're going to hand it off to him right up the middle here, see if we can get something, and we get 1 yard. All right, Washington is back in the game. We're going to see what we can get on this 2nd down run, and nothing because the leading blocker totally missed the linebacker. This was so frustrating. All right, so we get 2 yards essentially, get very little. We don't want to have to kick a field goal here. That is not going to do it for us. Oh my gosh, that was a dangerous pass, but it just squeezed right in. Man, if he hadn't hesitated, he might have been in the end zone. We were getting blitzed. Yeah, yikes. That was a risky throw. So we do get into the end zone, so we are able to tie it after the first drive ended with a pick. Ben Houston's been good in short yardage situations in the end zone. He's had 3 touchdowns within the 5-yard line, over the last 2 weeks now. So Griffin is up to kick the ball. So we did get a couple of recruits last week. Probably most notably is our new punter for next year. Who, I mean, ideally you wouldn't use your punter a lot, but we did get a new punter, so we are set on that. It's a 73 overall, 1-star. So we are going to blitz here because they have trips left. They're moving to the right. They are passing though, and that is going to end badly for us. bad read overall.
Christensen makes the tackle.
Committed all the linebackers up the middle.
That makes it 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10. And we pick that one off. Christensen picks the ball off, and he is taken down around the 38-yard line. That is excellent. That's what we need. Now the offense needs to get down the field again. I don't like this defensive set I'm seeing. So I'm going to go ahead and Allen is able to catch that. Again, that was in a tight coverage. He is able to pull it in. So good catch by Luke Allen. All right, so it is 2nd and 4. And we do not predict that correctly, but Tommy Washington is able to get past the blitz. So are they blitzing? Are they not blitzing? Especially in these 3-4 situations. Are they blitzing or are they not? And they are bringing up a safety up towards the line. They're now backing him off. It does make you kind of wonder a little bit. Oh, Robinson drops the ball. Okay, that would have been a 1st down. It does make you kind of wonder, though. It's like, how are they? Are they just guessing that we're changing to a run, or what? Are we giving something away? And we throw another pick. Oh my gosh. So Mark Myrick once again throws another pick. He's not able to get it over it looked like it might have worked there for a split second, but the corner was able to get. Okay, he's just going to throw this way, but the corner was able to get back. So one thing we saw on the stat sheet is their defense is very, very productive. Their defense is extremely productive, and we have a run up the gut for 3, and we're going to be faced with 3rd and 7, or Western Kentucky is going to be faced with 3rd and 7. Let's see here. Man. All right, wouldn't it be good to be able to get off the field again here? And we will get off the field again here. All right. So even after we've thrown 2 picks in this 1st quarter, we're able to get a 3 and out to get the ball back. So outside of that 1st drive where we threw a pick and they had a couple of big plays to get them into the end zone. And then Tommy Washington has a solid return there after he jukes the guy out of his shoes. All right, coming up to the line. And Tommy Washington barrels forward for a gain of 14. He has been a bright spot this year. This year's definitely had its ups and downs. The overall record is plagued by the fact that we played 4 top 25 teams in our first 4 games. We only won 1 of those games. It was a very difficult stretch for us. So the 5-5 is not super accurate. This team is better than 500, I believe. Okay, he's just going to throw that one away. We should have thrown it to Ryan over there, but he was out of our view, so I couldn't see him. Okay, so I'm going to try to convert here. And Allen catches that on this short slant route for an 8-yard reception to give us the 1st down. So excellent catch and throw. Again, this is going to be a difficult game. It is hard to overcome bad ratings. And Washington is going to, even though the safety came up to the line, he's going to be able to get 8 yards on that run. So he is already up to 59 yards on the ground this game. Houston is back in the game here to give Tommy Washington a little bit of a breather, and he's able to get up for about 10 yards. So our ground game is rolling right now. And again, this year, our team has been more designed to run the football. When we don't run the football, we have had a really hard time. And honestly, a lot of it is because we don't have a lot of receivers. We have receivers that can get open, but they're not going to beat anybody downfield. I think that's been the biggest difference this year from last year, was that our big play ability, our ability to, and we're going to dive forward, and Tommy Washington gets into the end zone. He is having a huge first half right now. New school record, touchdowns in a season. It was his record, actually, that he's breaking. But we are up 14-7 now. Yeah, but this season our offense has been very reliant on the run. We haven't been able to run the ball. We haven't been very productive on offense. And it's forced Mark Myrick to force passes, which I think happened on that first drive, as you're trying to force a pass, and it's into tight coverage, and it can get picked off really easily because of that. All right, can our defense continue to hold Western Kentucky? All right, it's 2 yards. He ran into his own guy. Can we continue to hold these guys? Is that practical? Is that going to work? And he runs outside, and he will get the first down. Okay, let's see here. So they are going back to the run game more on this drive, and so we're gonna, and he just throws this away. All right, so this is the first step, is get them behind the sticks. Once you get in the 2nd and 10, they have to start getting, it becomes very reliant on their ability to, oh no, yeah. So what happened? What is this going to be?
Pass interference.
Offense. Offensive pass interference. You don't see that called in this game very often. So it's 2nd down and 20 now. And their coach isn't happy about it. So we're going to actually have a pretty good chance here to get them off the field. Now, I've had crazier things happen. I have had nuttier things happen than have a team convert a 3rd and 13. So we're just going to sit back in a cover 4. Hopefully, we're able to keep them in front of the sticks. We have definitely had crazier things happen, but that's not going to happen this time, and our defense holds them on 4th and 6. So we are in good shape now. And Tommy Washington is back to receive this punt, and he breaks a couple of tackles for a 12-yard gain. I can already see in the future for him, he is going to have a lot of, he's going to continue to improve. And Allen catches that on the sideline. I could have also thrown it to Chris Ricks. But excellent pass, excellent catch. Again, sometimes we just, this offense for the passing game, you know, you have to let it develop, and that can be tough, because if there's any sort of pass rush, that can force us into situations where, you know, our guys don't break away. Typically, we've had very few like long, big explosive plays this year in the running game or the passing game. Because like Tommy Washington is not fast enough. Yards per season, 1,218. So we break that record, And I'm not sure, it may be his own record, or it might have been the guy from last year. I don't remember. I can't remember the guy from last year's name. So 3rd and inches, and we are going to go with Houston here, and he is still on his feet, and he gets forward for about 10 yards. So this defense is just having a really hard time stopping our rushing attack right now. And Mark Myrick is starting to, Mark Myrick is starting to settle in here, so he throws that pass to Reggie Robinson, who catches that for about 15 yards. All right, we're going to go ahead and pass this again, see what we can have happen. Ricks catches that, and is that his first catch of the day? Might be. 2nd reception of the day. So now we're 1st and goal. Okay. Tommy Washington is in the backfield, and he's going to go in for his 2nd touchdown run of the day. Tommy Washington gets his 14th touchdown of the season. I think it's pretty easy to tell that he is our MVP for this season, for sure. I do have to give some credit though to Mark Myrick. You know, he's had a really kind of more of a down season this year. He hasn't thrown for as many yards, hasn't thrown for as many touchdowns, and has thrown more interceptions. But I think that has a lot more to do with how our offense is designed. The passing to rushing ratio is a lot better this year, and our running game is a lot more solid this year. And so he doesn't have to do as much, and also he has less talent in his receivers this season. We do have a recruit, actually, though, a JUCO athlete who's going to be coming in next year. He should give a boost to our passing game. Really big. I think he's about 6'6" wide receiver, who I think he's overall of 77, which is 8 points higher than anybody we have on our team this year. All right, so we're going to put them in a 3rd and 3 situation here. It's going to be very manageable for them to get the 1st down, but it'll really depend on how much pressure we can get on this quarterback here. And we don't get enough pressure, and they get the 1st down. All right, so we are at 1st and 10. This looks very much like a run. And it is, and we're able to stuff them behind the line. Justin Harvey, our leading tackler this season, is able to do that. You know, as much as our defense has struggled this year, we have the top 3 tackle total leaders in the country, starting with Justin Harvey, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. That's not great. I almost had him from McIntyre. Okay. He's just going to throw this one away. Everybody was blanketed. Looks like there's a false start possibly. Yep. So this offense has really put themselves in a couple of holes with penalties that they've had, with the offensive pass interference, now the false start. We're not complaining. I can't imagine that they're going to run the ball here. And he's going to scramble, but he's going to get 7 yards. He's going to get about half of that back, but it's still 3rd and 8, and so we still have a very good possibility of possibility of getting them into a fourth down situation where they're going to have to kick a field goal. He's just going to throw this one away, so they are going to have to kick a field goal here. So this game has felt very much like a battle of defenses, and our defense, at least at this point in the game in the second quarter, is winning that fight. And they are able to convert that, but we do have 1 minute and 11 seconds to make something happen. We're going to have to be efficient. We're going to have to throw the ball, which again, that has been a struggle of ours this season. All right, so we are here with 1 minute and 11 seconds left to go. And Tommy Robinson is able to get outside of the zone coverage and is able to get a pretty big, sizable gain. Chris Ricks is able to pull that one in for another 15-yard gain. We're going to run up to the line here. Oh, and Robinson isn't able to hang on to that one. And that would have been a first down. Does stop the clock, though. Let's just get back into the huddle. Oh, we throw another pick. All right. Dang it. It's always incredibly frustrating. Now the question is, are they going to run the ball or are they going to actually try to make something happen? And we do sack the quarterback, so our defense is still holding up pretty well at the moment. Although they are going to call a timeout. And we sack him again. That is... McIntyre gets him this time. Looks like they might just run the ball here. And they do. And that is going to take us to the end of the first half. So Mark Myrick once again is having a tough day throwing the ball with 3 picks in the first half, although we are still up 21-10 due to the effort of the defense and Tommy Washington, who has had an absolutely incredible day on the ground. All right, so the second half is going to start with Western Kentucky at the 24-yard line. Will their strategy change at all? They were trying to throw the ball a lot, and they continue with that, but don't get anything out of it. They actually lose 2 yards. Now, the other thing we have to be conscious of here is we do want to get to our recruiting goals, which our recruiting goals are typically 250 passing yards and 200 yards on the ground. For defensive players, I think it's holding the offense to a certain number of yards, but I can't think of what that is off the top of my head right now. Oh, we didn't cover the running back. Okay. I thought there was a linebacker who was supposed to be covering him. That's frustrating. Okay. So it's 1st and 10, and it looks like it's going to be a run, so we are going to blitz, and it doesn't matter because he's able to get up and we don't shed blocks. So he's basically able to get 10 yards on that play.
That'll make it 2nd and inches.
And we commit to the run, and they're able to get the 1st down easily with a 15-yard reception. All right, so far this drive, we have been struggling to predict whether they're running or passing. I think they're going to pass here, and they do. And it was tipped. So it's 2nd and 10.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
So now it's going to be 3rd and 7. So it's a pretty good assumption that they're going to pass the ball. No, they're going to run and they're going to lose 3 or 4 yards on that play. So I guess the question is, are they going to punt it or are they going to try to? No, they're going to go for it here. Probably because it's kind of out in the middle of no man's land. And it's a turnover, so we do get the ball back. So this first drive is not of the second half for Western Kentucky, does not get them any points, which is great. It is a great start for us. All right, so we are going to kind of attribute that last pick of Mark Myrick's to the fact that he was trying to force the ball downfield to make something happen. And Chris Ricks is able to pull that one in for an 8-yard reception. So I think at the end of this game, even though Mark Myrick's stats aren't going to look great because of the 3 picks so far, I will say I do think he's... Oh no, and he fumbles the ball. See, he has 4 turnovers. He's just having an awful day. Okay, they're going to review this. It looks like it, I would assume, I think that's going to get overturned because his knee's down, but man, Mark Myrick, you got to, oh. Okay, yeah. So we're thankful for the booth. All right, we're thankful for the booth having gotten that one right. So after the near turnover, and Allen is able to get that one for about 8 yards or so. Okay, Mark Myrick is going to be in the shotgun with Tommy Washington. They're next to him, but there's a gaping hole, and Tommy Washington's able to carry that for 13 yards, and he is over 100 yards rushing for the day now on 14 carries. So he has had an excellent day. Oh, no. Oh, man. That's just bad luck. He throws 3 bad picks, and then that one just gets tipped. All right. Oh, what? Tackle him. Okay, finally. Okay, so 2nd and 16. 3rd and 5 now, unfortunately, after the big pickup on 2nd and 15 or 16 or whatever it was. And he is going to run for the first down, and yikes. Okay. So we were in man coverage, so nobody was watching the quarterback. Just able to take off. He's just going to throw this one away. So even though our offense has been struggling, and Mark Myrick has thrown 4 picks today, and a pretty lousy showing by him, we are still ahead 21-10, mainly because of our defense and the lack of the ability of this Western Kentucky offense to make much happen. Then I just jinxed myself. Darn it. That's annoying. Okay, but again, it's still the case. It's like they have not had a bunch of plays like that. How do we... How is that guy not... Okay. The last thing we can afford to have happen is have our defense kind of collapse on us. And he's sacked. So Jack Booker, I believe that's his. Oh no, that's not Jack. Oh, their quarterback, Jack Booker. So that's Green's first sack of the game. Okay, so it's 2nd and 15. We get about half of that back on that play. A little over half of it. And that's going to be 4th and 1, so we're going to see what they do because they're in field goal range. So they are going to kick a field goal here. And he will kick it straight through the uprights. Alright, so we are going to bring this one out, I guess. And, we probably should have just taken a fair catch in the end zone. But, oh well. Ryan Hudson is tripped up after a 15-yard reception. That is the end of the 3rd quarter. Now, our offense has been held in check this 3rd quarter. We have not scored any more points since the first half. And it would be really, really good to at least get a field goal here. And Tommy Washington is able to get another 15-yard gain. He has 126 yards. He's averaging over 8 yards a carry, which is great. And they're able to slip that to Robert Barnes, the tight end, for a 19-yard reception. So what's crazy is he's 14 for 21, so his completion percentage is really high, but he's just made a few really bad choices in where he's throwing the ball. I mean, he's been efficient. Hudson is able to not quite get in for the touchdown, but right down to the 1 yard line.
That makes it first and goal.
All right, so Mark Myrick, even though he's turned the ball over 4 times, is able to run the ball into the end zone. So that is great. That gives us a little bit of a cushion, so that puts us up by 3 scores. That puts us up by 3 scores, and in a pretty good position here. Say the one thing that's good about Mark Myrick is he does not let these mistakes phase him. He has this game, a bad game like this, but he doesn't let it get to him. And he is going to be our quarterback for at least, because he's a junior this year, so for at least next season, he will be our quarterback. And that's important to note because we haven't done a lot of recruiting of quarterbacks because we've had him. Now next season we will have to start recruiting guys. We will have to start trying to find a replacement for him. Oh gosh, that was yikes. Okay, what is this going to be?
Personal foul. Clipping. Offense.
Okay, nice.
Still second down.
Okay, so it's still second down. They back up after the clipping. That was a crazy play too, because that did not look like that should have been completed. Third and 7. See what they come out in. If I want to switch to zone, I am going to switch to zone. I just don't have a lot of faith in these DBs to be able to keep up. Like ideally, nice. Justin Harvey picks that one off. That might be the first pick for him this season. Yeah, the quarterbacks today are just not having great games throwing the ball. Okay, Ricks is able to get a 9-yard reception. It's his 5th reception of the game, so he's having an excellent game. He's had a couple weeks of good games. I think last week he had 6 or 7 receptions as well. And Washington's able to rumble forward for a 7-yard gain and a first down. So he has almost 150 yards on the ground today. And then Ryan Hudson is able to get a 10-yard reception for another first down. He's having a good day through the air. Again, like I feel like Mark Myrick, it's like he's 17 for 24 with 4 interceptions. So that means 4 of his like 6 incompletions have been. Jefferson is able to get open after having to be creative on his route. But Mark Myrick is having to like he's had 7 incompletions and 4 of them have been interceptions. So it's kind of a bizarre game, to be honest, because he's made a lot of very good decisions.
That makes it 2nd and 8.
Harvey's out for a week. Okay, so at least it's not for like the bowl game or anything. So he's just out for a week. So Ben Houston is able to push forward for another 6 yards. He's had a respectable game with 5 yards and 37? I can't remember. I totally forgot. And then Barnes is able to get in for the 6-yard touchdown reception. So Myrick finally gets a touchdown. He needs 7 more yards to get to the 250-yard mark for our recruiting class. Alright, so it is 35-13. This game is basically in the books at this point. I doubt he'll bring this out. And we're going to get another sack, so I don't know how many sacks we've had, but it's been probably at least 3. And he is just going to take off and get the first down. He gets a 14-yard gain there. So it is 1st and 10 with 2.5 minutes, about 2.5 minutes left in the game. And he's going to be ripped down there after a 6-yard run. So we were concerned because Western Kentucky had a fairly highly ranked defense that didn't end up stopping us. They did get 4 picks, but that didn't end up, that did not end up preventing us from getting into the end zone quite a few times today. Two rushing touchdowns by Washington, one by Myrick, one by, I think Houston had one, and then I think the other one was that last passing touchdown to, I think that was to the tight end Barnes, I think. False start. Seems to me they're just going to be passing from here on out. They seem to be trying to score again. All right, so they do get a score, but honestly, we really need those like last 6 yards or so of. We really need those last 6 yards of passing offense for our recruits, and so we kind of let them into the end zone there. Okay, so 21-35. They're probably going to do an onside kick. They are. We have 425 yards of total offense. Okay, like, pick up the ball. All right, that should get us over the 250-yard mark. It does, so we are set for that. So now we're just going to run the ball. And he should be over 150 yards easily, if he wasn't already. Doesn't show it. All right, so that should do it because they're out of timeouts. I think we're just going to nail this down. So with this, we're going to go to 5-2 in conference play, which will keep us, I believe will keep us at the number 2 spot in the conference behind the Raging Cajuns. I believe that's who is in the number 1 spot right now with a 9-1 record. They're having a great season this year. Gotta hand it to them. We are going to jump into the last game of the regular season here because I really want to get this season over with, and I want to see what bowl game we're going to be playing in. And hopefully, because last year we lost our bowl game to Tulsa, I believe. So now we're just going to go ahead and kick a field goal. Here at the very end of the game, we're going to let this roll all the way down to about 3 seconds or so, maybe 5. So we have 2 seconds left in the game. Probably squib this. Squib left. Boom. And the game is over. So with that, Georgia State has won 38-21 against Western Kentucky. I do want to look at some stats here. I don't always do that at the end of these games, but we know Mark Myrick had kind of a crazy game. He had a rushing touchdown and a throwing touchdown, though, and a passing touchdown, though, to make up for his 4 interceptions. But our defense is really the champion of this game. They held them off really, really well. 100% red zone efficiency. We got into the end zone several times on the ground today. Okay. All right, so we're going to look at some game stats here. Player stats. It is kind of surprising, you know, when I play Madden, the seasons take a lot longer. Mark Myrick is apparently on a hot streak. It doesn't feel like he is. But again, like, look, 4 interceptions, but his completion percentage was 74%, which is pretty dang good. Even his rating wasn't that low. But Tommy Washington, for sure, was the star of the show today. He averaged over 7 yards. I mean, even Ben Houston, I mean, as the backup, I mean, he averaged over 5 yards a carry and a touchdown. So receiving, Hudson and Ricks were by far the most productive today, but Barnes was able to catch a touchdown pass. One pancake. Defense, Justin Harvey, who he did get hurt today, so he will not be playing in next week's game. Cole Holman, though, both of these guys are going to end up being stellar players for us in the future. But it was pretty balanced. We had a lot of contributions on defense, for sure. And then Benjamin Griffin gets the field goal at the end of the game as the icing on the cake. All right, guys, so we're going to be getting into this next game really shortly here. I am going to stop the live stream so I can rename it, start another video. But, yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching my channel, and make sure you follow on Twitch if you're watching over there. All right.